Hello, this is Bug News, and today we're going to talk about Robyn Dixon and Juan Dixon of Real Housewives of Potomac. As many of you know, they are jokingly on the internet called roommates, or Juan's roommate to identify Robyn, and Robyn's roommate to identify Juan. And in addition to that, Robyn recently has not given up any information about the marriage date. To some degree, and along with that, various other news people have news people, influencers, bloggers, and content creators have been, around the internet saying that Robyn's not coming back to Real Housewives of Potomac. And as you can see, allegedly, Charisse is jockeying to come back or get her position back. But that's a whole other video. As we know, Charisse and Robyn were or are, friends, associates for over, 12, 15 years. But we want to address, our is content creators like Sherelle World or others correct about Robyn not coming back, or they're not going to get married, or things like that? Well, recently, as you know, although Juan's name has been dragged through the mud with the allegations of his management of his team and with relationship to a person who catfished an individual, or I forgot the term. I guess they use sex to intimidate someone, or sexual videos to intimidate someone. Not one, but allegedly two ex-players that he coached, and one who was in a position of authority, being an assistant coach. But so there's still a little mud on Juan's name, and people start speculating that it won't be back to Real Housewives of Potomac because this, till this blows over, yada yada yada. What is not discussed is the actions that are taken as Juan does at least his home basketball games at Coppin State University, which he is the head men's basketball coach for at least about 3 years now. People don't talk about, as you can see, like in this picture here, where it's Robyn, who is eating an apple. I guess she's trying to keep her weight down, and but behind her is Juan's aunt, from my understanding, and the former mayor of Baltimore City. So, although his aunt may not be at all the games, Robyn, as you can see here, eating an apple, is at all the games. And then you can, in the next picture, you can see that Ron's in-laws at all the games, and the kids are there too. You can't take pictures of kids, under 18. But the in-laws are there, and through various sources, of course, unnamed sources in these pictures, you can see Miss Bragg, and you can see, I think they call her Gigi on the show, and you can see her husband there at the game. I mean, this doesn't seem like a broken family unit or a relationship in crisis, unless they trying to put on a good front. And you can see Robyn's here, at the game. More pictures of her at the game. And this particular game was the Morgan and Coppin game, and which you may not notice, I think Robyn even had some little dinky ring on her finger too. But so they're at the game, kids there. Usually kids are running around, wilding out. I guess they've been to so many games, allegedly. I'm not saying they're out of control, but this particular game, Ms. Bragg had them, sitting there and under control, Um, in that aspect. Now I don't know if she watches the kids most of the time. Miss Bragg being Robyn's mom, I think they call her Gigi on the show. I might be wrong. They call her something. You know, a lot of times grandparents don't want to be called grandma and grandpa these days. These modern day grandparents, they just want to, they want a little street name with their grandma and grandpa status. But it appears that they're debunking, what's going around on the internet and aspects of, their relationship, because our intel has shown that at least 2 games Robyn has been there, unless she unless she just drove up because she knew people were there, spying or whatever, and she's trying to put up with her front. But Miss Bragg is usually there on time, and Robyn's usually floating around there somewhere. But as more and more games progress, and we'll see if they're at some away games too, but she may or may not be, and we'll see how that plays out. But this is just verification of that sometimes information on the YouTube streets or internet streets may not be actually correct. Although on the show she doesn't want to talk about when the marriage is going to happen, and it's going to be small, and she's not inviting anyone. Her words, not mine. Through the show, Real Housewives of Potomac on Bravo. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye out on this and see how this develops. We'll see if maybe she's just only at the home games and not at the away games. And in addition to that, there was at this particular game was a full house of support. His aunt, the wife or roommate, kids, mother-in-law. I mean, I'm pretty sure his brothers in there. They weren't spotted per se, and I didn't hear anything about them being there. But pretty sure they probably were there too. So as far as what's going on in this structure of this dynamic of a family and extended family, it seems pretty supportive of the direction that Juan is going now. As far as Juan and some other relationships, we don't have any intel on that. But hey, but what do you think? Do you think they're not going to come back next year? You think they'll never remarry, or maybe they have remarried, and it's just a storyline? This is Bug News. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.